Friday, March 27th already. Can y'all believe that? Here we are. I told you, man, we was going to be rolling through the month, and here it is, the end of the month, and golly, before we know it, April's going to be here, and then May, and then Derby, and holy shnikes. So, but hey, hope you guys are having a great Friday. Hope it's nice weather where you're at. I know our region, part of our region here in north central Kentucky and central Indiana, moving across in Ohio, has got some rain going on this morning. So curious to what might be rocking around your area of the country if you're able to get out and about. So had a little thunder this morning early. So yeah, we're not out and about doing anything work wise. We got a pretty little steady rain going on here. So hopefully maybe we can get out a little bit later. That's the ultimate goal, to maybe try to get some mulching and things like that done. So we'll see how that plays out. But currently we're in a weather hold. Feel like we're at the airport, right? We're in a weather hold, waiting for the weather to pass. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But been a really good week for us here at WLS, Profits Unlimited, Turfs Up Radio. So hope you've had a very similar week, to say the least. It's always good when you get a good week going in, to the start off on your season. I mean, we're not literally starting this week. I think we're 3 weeks in now, rolling pretty good. But the reality of it is, we got 4 days this week of really, really, really good weather to work in. And so thank you, Mother Nature, for that. I'm going to have to get Matter, Brett here from BAM on with us one day next week. Get them in here Monday or Wednesday. We'll see what they got available. So we'll see what's going on with our extended spring forecast and see how that's going to play out for us and for you and, for everybody involved. Hey, say it's important for each and every one of us, not just here in Louisville, Kentucky, for us at WLS. I want you guys to have good weather too, right? And get out and get some work done, and we'll see how it goes. But like I said, we had a really good week this week. Big shout out to our crews, both landscape crews, mowing crews, Fert and Weed. Big shout out on that. We're getting ready to, I think we're down to a handful, and we'll be finished with round one. We would have finished that up today, actually. And we'll be on to round two. My buddy Stephen West with Sigma Organics is going to be delivering some more of our product to us. So looking forward to that. And I told him he didn't have to bring it out in the rain. I don't want to do it at the mic. Gosh, having to run a forklift in the rain ain't the most fun thing you could probably do on a Friday morning or Friday afternoon. I understand that. So, but yeah, we're good to go. We got product here, and we can start those liquid apps. Our customers will be happy. I know that. Getting our broadleaf weed control going, and maybe Mother Nature going to cooperate a little bit with us. One never knows. But yeah. Good news. I got some really good news for everybody. I don't know if it happened where you're at, but yesterday when I came into work, I saw a price on gas. And last night when I went home, I saw a price on gas, and it went down 18 cents. So I don't know. We're just curious if you guys have seen anything like that in your area or your market. It was a Speedway here. That's one of the brands we have here. It was a Speedway station that I saw that on. It was $3.79 yesterday morning, and there we go, man. 18 cents cheaper last night on the way home. So, and that's unusual to see a drop on a Friday. Normally they're jacking it up on Thursday to get you for the weekend. But, we had that discussion. We'll talk a little more about that. But I just thought I'd share that. Very important. And I don't know if you guys heard or not, if anybody's Chuck Norris fan, but he recently passed away. So Man, I used to love Texas Ranger. Man, that was one of my favorite shows. And I hated to see him pass away, man. He was in great shape for his age, though, man. I mean, he's very physically fit. And Daniel's not in the office right here by me to talk about it, but I forgot how old he was. I think he was in his 80s, I think, you know? So good, good, good long life and healthy life, and did pretty well to the end from uh, an outsider looking in, because I used to follow him a little bit, and he had this product that he sold called Roundhouse. It was a something you drink in the morning just to make help your body feel good and feel, one of those whole things. We're not getting into all that, but I never thought about it, but I wonder if he gave it the name Roundhouse because of the roundhouse kick in karate or judo, or I'm not sure which one he did, but he was pretty bad boy when it came to being able to get around I don't know, do they call them fights? Yeah, I guess it'd be a fight. Yeah. So shout out to him and his family, and he left a good legacy behind, from what I understand. And but I'm sure there's something potentially out there in the closet, on him. Somebody's got thinking, man, you just don't know. But yeah, good morning, Seth. Appreciate you listening. Curious, Seth, is it raining down your all's way, buddy, or is it you got a good morning to be outside and get some work done? We're currently rained out here at WLS. Might be rained out the whole day. It looks like it's brightening up a little bit though, for real. Still, Katie's got her raincoat on in the office still, so she's got a cute raincoat, little purple raincoat, her favorite color, and got her purple shoes on today, her purple bag. Dang, she's going on. But Seth says no rain down his way yet, so he's down in the central part of the state. So of Kentucky, that is, for you guys that don't know, but you probably do know that already. But well, good deal. Sounds like Seth, and then that means Mike's probably in good shape, and our buddy in Lawrenceburg, Joe Dunbar, Smoking Joe's probably all right too. So Smoking Joe, we ain't heard from him for a while. I hope he's still got us tuned in. I know he was having a little problem with his hand and been busy as a one-arm paper hanger, and gosh, literally uh, trying to get that hand better and kick everybody kicking their season off. And big shout out to my buddy Corey. Hope he's feeling better, and hope his knees coming along a little better all the time. So want everybody to be feeling good. Speaking of feeling good, my left heel, I don't know what the hell was going on with it, but it's kind of funny. Maybe it's the trials and tribulation. I don't know, of being 63. I don't know. I don't really think that's it. But Sunday night I was sitting at home, it was like my right ankle. It's like, damn, what's wrong with my foot? And then Monday morning it was fine, but it was the top part of my right foot. It was like, that kind of feels weird, but excuse me, it wasn't bothering me. And then last night I told Tabitha, I said, man, I don't know what's going on, but it's not really my heel. It's almost like right above my heel. So I don't know. We'll see what's happening. Hopefully it'll get better in a day too. But I put my new balances on. Yeah. So they got a lot more support. Tabitha got me these a while back, so they are very comfortable shoes. I don't know why I don't wear them more regularly, other than the fact just don't grab them out of the closet. That's probably it. So, but anyways, well, that's enough on my medical history, and that's enough on my medical history. Oh, I will tell y'all something too, man. This is a funny story, but it's not really funny to me because it cost me some money. But my refrigerator went out the other day. I went home. I had to meet the security company that does the alarm system there for us at work and here at the house, or my house and here at work. And anyway, I had a door contact that was going bad. So I met them at the house, and Monday, I think it was, for a minute or two. No, it was Tuesday, I guess. And we came to the conclusion that it needed a new sensor, which was cool because we have we got we don't pay we pay like a, I don't know, $10 a month or something for any service that we need. Okay, so that's here nor there. Okay, so that was fixed. But when I walked in the house to, and this guy was on his way from them, I walk in and I hear my refrigerator making this atrocious noise. And I'm like, oh my God, you know? So I'm like, what's that? So it almost sounded, I don't know if it was a compressor or what, but so I called my buddy Gary Mudd, who knows just a whole lot about a whole lot of things. And from a maintenance standpoint, working on stuff, he said, I was going to tell you, Wayne, it's going to be cheaper to buy a new one than it is to replace something. And he says, by the time you buy the part, if somebody's got it and then, put it in, you're going to be close to a new fridge, man. He said, or about halfway there. He said, how old is it? And I said, well, it's 8 years old. He says, well, that's about all you're getting these days and that's a sad day in paradise, ain't it? Talk about profit time. Remember when you used to buy an appliance and it lasted? I mean, I remember, well, actually, I've got a refrigerator that I bought back in 1985 or 86 and still running. It's still running. It's in, actually, one of the guys that works here has it in his garage. I had it in my basement for a long time. And then when we decided we were going to move it out of the basement, he took it and it's in his garage, but it's still running. But I replaced the refrigerator that just went out 8 years ago in November, 8 years ago, because I had a backfeed problem that happened at my house. I don't know that I've ever shared this with you. It's not a big deal, but it's a backfeed off of a generator. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, and so it fried a lot of my electrical components up in the house. I got the refrigerator, the microwave, the oven, dishwasher. Uh, let's see, air conditioner. Yeah, got the air conditioner, and so long story short, replaced all those things, and my dishwasher went out. You all heard me tell this story, back in the fall, and then the refrigerator went out right now. So I guess 8 years is the answer. I mean, I guess that's about what stuff's really lasting now. And when I went down to get another refrigerator, the guy told me, he says, yeah, that's about right. So, anyways, I guess it's all about keeping the economy going. So, we're definitely doing our part to keep the economy going. The guy's like, do you want an extended warranty on it? And I said, no, not really. I said, I'm really planning on moving and out of the house. And, I'm not going to buy an extended warranty on it. So, anyways, so got a new refrigerator. That's that story. So, thought I'd share that with you guys. So, got a new refrigerator. Stuff don't last as long as it used to. And, I think so, Seth. I think 8 is the new 20. Where they say like 50's the new, or the about age, like 50's the new 30, 40 or something. I don't know, but it's about the same, maybe the same thing. But that's the story on that. I'm going to stick to it. So hopefully you guys got some big weekend plans. I know I don't have anything too wild and crazy planned. Watched a little basketball. Went to a Mexican restaurant last night, and then I'll get on with my show because I do have a few good topics I think y'all gonna like today. But they do this homemade guacamole, and oh my God, it's good. I mean, it's got, I don't know, the guac in it, tomatoes, cilantro. I think is that's what that's called. I think cilantro, and they got some. They generally put jalapenos in it, but Tab and I get it without the jalapenos, but oh my God, it was good. But anyway, so we went over there last night, man. It just sounded good, you know? So we went over there last night and we were having that. And I got me a margarita, and their margaritas are awesome. And so I drank one and I wanted just a little bit of another one, you know? I didn't want the full thing. So I got me another one. And as we're leaving, the guy says, "Hey, you want a cup? You don't have, you know, you can take that with you." So he gave me a styrofoam cup. And that was a mistake because I took it and I drank it. And I'll tell you what, I'm never drinking two of their bigger margaritas again. They weren't huge ones, you know, it was like a medium size. I don't know how many ounces it was, but it was more than Wayne needed. And I was so glad to hear the thunder and rain this morning. It allowed me to lay in and be a little bit lazy this morning, to be honest with y'all. So, yeah, I came into work this morning and Kyle's like, I thought y'all were playing an April Fool's joke on me because Katie was she was laying in a little bit too with the thunder and rain and enjoying herself this morning, or I don't know what. Oh yeah, taking advantage of that. But we didn't roll in here till I don't know 8:30 maybe. I can't remember exactly what time it was, but it was kind of nice. It's kind of nice to take a little break this morning and not rush in. And but hey, we get the job done. That's all that matters. Just get the job done. So, anyways, that's what this weekend. I don't know what we're going to do. Got granddaughters playing volleyball up in Lexington and soccer here in Louisville. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the weekend brings. We'll see what the weekend brings. But, anyways, hey, let's take a short break. We'll be right back and we'll get into profit time. Don't you go anywhere as we talk about, you know, cost of equipment and cost of fuel and cost of repairs and, you know, everything that we got to think about when it comes, you know, to a cost standpoint, you know, because, I mean, we're always bidding jobs, right? But I mean, this time of the year, you know, we're really bidding jobs, a lot of them, and you want to be right. You want to have the confidence in what you're doing and the prices that you're putting out there to the general public. You want to feel good about that. And the only way you really feel good about pricing your jobs is to really have an excellent understanding on cost per hour. And I mean, this is just a great time of the year to talk about that. You know, any time's a great time of the year to talk about it realistically. But now that we're all, or a lot of us are out there, you know, like I said, bidding jobs and putting on new work, right? The most important thing we're going to do for ourselves and our company is to implement a bidding methodology to know what our costs are for our company. And it doesn't matter what the competition's charging. It doesn't matter what everybody else thinks is the right price. It doesn't matter what Miss Smith is willing to pay. You know, what matters is, you know, yesterday when I went to buy that refrigerator, or the day before, when I went to get that refrigerator, I didn't go in there and say, well, golly, that's a lot, man. I'll give you 500 less for it, you know. But we as an industry get done like that all the time. And the reason we get done like that is because we cave into that. We're letting our customers set the price. And there's a fine line. There is a very fine line of customers setting the price and us being competitive within a market and failure. I mean, that's just the reality of it. And failure doesn't mean going out of business. You know, failure can come in a lot of different ways. But you know, when a phone rings or somebody sends you a request for a proposal through, you know, your website or however you're getting your leads, you know, online or however it is, you know, it normally starts out with, you know, what do you charge to cut an acre, or what do you charge to spray 10,000 square feet, or, you know, which is a fine question, right? They want to find out, hey, What's it going to cost to have me hire you and provide service for me? But we can't let the driving mechanism of our whole process be the customer saying that's too high. Because I can really say in 47 years, and we started our 47th year this year, only a handful of times has somebody said, man, that's a really great price, or that's less than I was paying. It just don't it normally doesn't happen. I mean, that's the reality of it. Now we're not going to get into the value side of things today and, selling value and not cost, because that's really what us guys that understand our numbers talk about quite a bit, because that is the reality in our world, right? But we need to understand that when somebody says that's too high, you know, compared to what? That's the first question. That is literally my first response to somebody when they say, "Damn, that's an awful lot. I've not paid that much." I said, "Well, compared to what? Compared to the person that the other five services that you've had, or three, or two, or whatever the count is, you know." Well, yeah, but I've had three or four other services and none of them charge that much. Well, where are they at? These are all fair questions, right? I mean, there's more to just the price being right. Now you got to deliver with good service. And obviously, when the price isn't right on the contractor's level, the way we compensate is sell more work. And when we sell more work, we have less time to get all the jobs done in. And when we have less time to get the jobs done, then what do? We hurry. And when we hurry, the quality of the job is sometimes sacrificed, or you get a day of two of rain like we're having today here at WLS, right? So now grass is getting taller, customer count's too high. I got to get caught up. I'm not utilizing service contracts. That's another tangent that I went down just for a second, but there's a lot of things that are coming back and pushing us down the road as contractors that say, you need a better way, you need a better way, you need a better way. What's wrong with understanding job cost, charging more, servicing less customers, and having more loyal customers and making more profit dollars? You don't have to be proud to say, oh man, I love working daylight to dark. Well, all right, work daylight to dark if you want to, but do it at the right price. Don't work daylight to dark because you're just trying to make ends meet. And that's why the failure rates for our industry are so great, is because we don't have a handle on, hey, what's that mower cost us to operate? What's that ride-on sprayer cost me to operate? Hey, how do I, we go out and we buy all this equipment for our industry, whether it's tractors or skid steers or excavators or lawnmowers or whatever it is. We go out and we buy all this equipment. And unfortunately, it doesn't part of the owner's manual is not, here's how to calculate cost per hour of operation so you stay in business. That would be a really nice addition to the owner's manual of all trucks, trailers, and equipment sold for any industry. But the manufacturers and distributors, a lot of times, their focus is on selling the equipment and hopefully having contractors that understand their numbers buy it and utilize it and stay in business and come back and buy more. But statistically, this isn't Wayne saying this is Google it. You don't have to believe me. Statistically, what do we see happening? We see the failure rates are extreme year after year after year. And then And the lucky contractor is the one that actually fails and gets out of the business. The unlucky contractor is the one that continues to struggle, thinking, hey, I need more work. I need to hire more people. I need to buy another truck. I need to put another crew on the road. I need to spray another 1,000,000 square feet. I need to, it's all about adding equipment, adding expense versus adding the knowledge that we all need to know and have to understand the bidding process for our company better. So, with that being said, we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back with more Profit Time. Talking about bidding, and there's a lot of bids and proposals going out this time of the year from contractors everywhere. I was reading something online the other day that says we just found out we lost a whole day of mowing. I had a feeling it was going to happen, but was hopeful that he would keep his word. Well, see, there's the first mistake. There's the first mistake that contractors make. And I mean, I've talked to contractors all over the United States and Canada about this. You cannot have a word of mouth agreement and try to scale your business. That's just, unfortunately, that's the way it is. Okay. I mean, why would you not know going into the season already? Why do we find out on March 26th? And it doesn't matter what market you're in, but why on March 26th are you figuring out that you lost a whole day of work from one of your places you were servicing last year? Why? Number one, why isn't it done on a contract? That's number one and most important. But number two is, even if you're not utilizing service agreements, let's just play that game for a second, okay? Why did you not reach out to all of your clients before now to find out who's on board and who's not on board? I mean, you're not a kid with a lawnmower pulling it behind your bike in a wagon mowing lawns. Why would you just assume that everything's okay? And this post goes on to say, last October he was mad because we mowed more than what he thought it needed. Grass was growing last year through October in our market, he said. Now, how was that problem easily avoided? Having a service agreement in place that dictates frequency. It's a simple solution. And this is a nice guy. I know this guy. I'm not going to bring his name up, but he's a nice guy, works hard. But he's got to change his mindset. Oh, we don't need contracts. He's told me that multiple times. He talks about it on Facebook. Oh, we don't need a contract. Well, I bet you wish you had one now. That's the other side of that. I bet you really wish you had one now. But he didn't and doesn't. And now he's wondering what's happening. So what did he do? Here's the other part of the story, right? He said, after talking to him in October, I agreed not to charge him for 2 weeks of mowing for the month if he agreed that we still do it this year. After talking, I agreed not to charge him for 2 weeks of mowing for that month if he agreed to let us do it this year. Left thinking everything was good. How in the world, again, what's the solution to that? What's the solution to that? The solution would have been a service agreement, right? The frequency would have been dictated. The price for the service would have been dictated. He wouldn't have had to eat 2 weeks of mowing. And we've all done it, or most of us have done it. Hell, I've done it. I used to eat it a lot. Seth. I mean, right. I've tried. I've tried to help this guy. I've tried to help this guy. I've tried to get him to listen to Turfs Up Radio. I've tried to get him in a profit circle, but it's no, man. I ain't doing it. I don't need Turfs Up Radio. I don't need the profit circle. Well, obviously, you need something. Don't blame the guy that's taking advantage of you. I mean, that's the easy way out, right? It's always easier to blame somebody else. And to your point, yeah, the customer owns him now. They're going to know that all you got to do is cry. He's going to wipe some pricing away for you. And you're going to think, you meaning the contractor that wipes the pricing away, you're like, he thought in this situation, well, hey, he broke his word. He said everything was good. If I gave him 2 weeks of mowing, everything was good. Well, why don't you, why don't you just drive into the gas station and say, hey, I want 2 weeks of free gas? Or call your insurance company and say, I want 2 weeks of free insurance. It's not going to happen. Call your landlord and say, hey, I want 2 weeks of free rent, or I don't want to make my mortgage payment this month. They're not going to go along with that. Why? Because they're businesses and they understand the business model. But since we as owners, and this is why some people should not sign checks. This is exactly why some people should not sign checks. They'd be outstanding employees, but they're not good business minds. I just don't get it. I don't understand. Each of those problems could have easily been solved. Number one is, if you didn't have a contract, which should be the number one priority, but if not, he should have reached out to him before the day the route started, or 2 days before the route started, to find out who's in and who's not in. But it's the fear of the unknown as the business owner. Well, no news is good news. I assume we're going to do it. And then you pull up and you're not doing it. That's the reality. He wouldn't have had to eat 2 weeks of service. He wouldn't have been frustrated this year when he potentially could have put on more business. And now he's probably just waiting for the phone to ring for somebody to call up and say, hey, I'm looking to get my grass cut. What do you charge to cut an acre? And then he's not literally going to say, but really say, because he's demonstrated it in his post, what do you want to pay? What do you want to pay me to cut an acre? That's what I'll do it for, probably. I guarantee you there's no price structure in play. 100% guarantee. He thinks he's got price structure, but he doesn't. Because if he did, he wouldn't have done this. And again, I'm not picking on this guy. I'm just using him as an example. He posted it. He put it out there in public view. I'm just talking about it. Every one of these are easy solutions. And he goes on to say it's also why I won't ever be big, because I'm not going to take advantage of somebody and lie just to make $1. That's a very nice comment, but none of that sentence really makes sense. I guess that it's also why I won't ever be big. Well, he's already said he's never going to be big, right? Right there. And big is definition of whoever's using it, right? I mean, maybe that's 5 trucks to him. Maybe that's 100 trucks to him. I don't know. I know he's currently trying to do 2 or was. I don't know. Don't know, don't care. But my point is when you say that's why I won't ever be big because I'm not going to take advantage of somebody. Well, you don't get big by taking advantage of somebody. You don't get big by lying to people. Some of the perception is that there is that perception out there by some, but the reality of it is all this is fixable and easily fixable, but he does not want to go through the pain of change. He doesn't want to make the change. I just don't understand why business owners, and I was a slow ass learner. I'll be the first one to say I was very, very slow at learning. Okay. It took me 9 years to realize that I needed to run the business, not my customers, because my customers were temporary stops. This is a very similar situation to somebody that says, well, my customers trust me and I trust them and we're good. I don't need anything in writing. Well, obviously you do. And obviously they don't trust you and you don't trust them because here's a perfect example of you wrote money off and you lost the account. Why would you put yourself in a position to have to absorb both of those things? I'll tell you why. It's a very, very simple answer. It really is. You do it because you don't know what you don't know. And we're going to head that list up with you don't treat yourself as a business mind. You're treating yourself as a grass cutter or a landscaper. And I don't mean that in a negative connotation. It sounds like it, but I don't. That's why I say some people just need to be the ones that aren't signing checks. They got good work ethics. They do a good job. They care, but they don't know how to set up a business structure that works. And that's why sooner or later you do one of two things. You either do change your business structure and go through the pain of change to make that happen, or you cash your chips in and you go do something else. And again, this isn't Wayne saying this. This is statistical evidence that you Google that says what I'm saying is 100% on target. I've seen it for almost half a decade. I mean, half of a century, half a decade, half a century. 47 years I've watched companies come and go. But it's your choice. You're the owner. It's your decision where you want to leave it, how you want to do it. But do what's best from a business perspective. Should have stood up to this guy. Let's start it off. Should have had a contract in place, number one. But since that wasn't in place, should have stood up to this guy and said, no, grass was growing. We cut the property. You need to pay us. If you want to cancel, cancel. You'd been better off for it because now you've lost the money and you've lost the account. And that, my friends, is why I say customers are temporary stops because they really are. Some of them stop for 10 years, 20 years, 50 years. Some of them stop for 1 year. Some of them stop for one mow, one spray, one installation. But what it's your responsibility to do is to be a business mind. And I'll give you one more quick example of this because I'm running out of time. Clarence, guy that's utilizing our products down there in South Carolina, called me up and he said, Wayne, he said, these guys are making fun of me. Said, I'm getting way too technical calculating cost on the job. Said, I'm getting way too technical to cut grass. I said, Clarence, what I want you to do is ask yourself this, and this is the only answer. Whatever you come up with is the answer. Are you a grass cutter? Or are you a business? He said, I'm a business. I said, then they're the ones that don't care. You guys have a great weekend. Have fun this weekend. Hope you get some work done. Enjoy your family time. And remember, profit is not a dirty word.